Hello, so this is my daily game plan for this is my series on me trying to become a profitable trader. So this is going to be my day-to-day process on what I do daily and the rules I have, and basically try follow them, and this is going to be my accountability. So I'm just going to have a review of today, what I did right, what I did wrong, and first I'll share my rules. So I got 3 trades per day, 750 loss limit, and I'm trying to use one strategy and use my risk management. So today I had a loss of $250, which is basically 250 times 3, so I could take 3 of these trades. And I'm using TopStep as my funded account, which I'm still in the evaluation phase. So what I do is I start with my daily chart. So today I started to use this wick here. So if I hide all this, so my focus was on this wick here, primarily because when I go to the lower time frame, you can see that it was respecting it quite a bit. Sorry, on the 5-minute, you could see that there was not really many body closures, and if there was, it'll come back up. But so that is why I'm using this daily wick and grading it. So my next step was I started my bias at 7 a.m. So at 7 a.m. I thought that price had hit its high from yesterday and we were going to trade lower. Typically I do trade New York AM, but today I thought I'll try trading 7 a.m. because we already had like a market structure shift here, and we had a lot of sell side targets like this equal lows here, Asia low. So I did take an early trade. This is the 4-hour at 7:30, and this is how the daily looked. Sorry, this is the 4-hour at 8:50. So after my first trade, so I'll do a trade review. This is the trade I took. So you could see that this is 7 a.m. around. So I'll just show it here. So I took this trade here and then tried to target a 2-hour, fixed 2-hour. I waited for price to come back here for the entry after I saw this displacement. So I'm trading the 2022 model, so I look for internal high sweep, breakdown, fair value gap, and then a retrace to enter, and then continuation. And I don't wait for confirmation here, I just wait for price to trade in, and then I wait for, and that's my entry. So 7 a.m. was here. So after 7 a.m. I thought that we would, because we took buy side at 6 a.m. I thought would probably just continue lower, at least to here, and probably to the gap opening, or the Asia lows. And then I started watching the charts at 7, and then higher time frame I thought that we had already rejected here. So that's kind of why that's why I had this idea of a short, because I thought we probably won't take highs again. We already took two times we took the highs for previous day. So today I thought we'll probably have a rejection early into Monday. There was also new week opening gap which I was watching here, this one, and I thought we'd trade through it, but it clearly acted as a strong resistance to support like the move higher today. So that was just my initial idea at 7 a.m. As soon as I saw that we started trading above this, I had a change of I basically had a change of higher time frame planning. So I'll show you. So today I started with how am I feeling. So I was feeling positive, planned all week on what I'm going to do today, and I was looking for the 2022 model with risk management. 2022 model does form at 8:30, but I thought since it is 7 a.m. New York kill zone, I could take an earlier trade. Overnight session, price was already moving higher. My theory today is that previous day high is not going to be taken out. We have 3 consecutive days where price took out the previous day, then moved lower. And then at 9:30 my update changed because I saw how the 1 hour really closed. I saw that the 1 hour actually closed here. So that really changed my bias because new week opening gap plus a order block, there was no, and then price did not want to reach the lows, which I noticed based on the strength. That's when I flipped bullish. Looking at the 4 hour and 1 hour chart now, it shows price is very bullish, and I'm looking to make new highs today. So these were my buy side targets. So I usually, when I have buy side targets, I'll mark the wick. This is basically ICT's wick theory, that it's acting as a PD array. And then as you can see, this is the daily wick, and then we clearly just kept trading higher, and these were my targets, this. In the morning plan, I wrote, in the morning I'm looking for price to continue trading higher. I will target low-hanging fruit such as the daily wick consequent encroachment and daily wick high. I will wait for the 9:30 open. The only reason I'm wondering why but my only concern was they left Asia and 7 a.m. relatively cool low. So that is here. But this one, Asia midpoint, relatively cool lows, Asia lows, and they left this. That was on Friday actually. Yeah, I shouldn't look at that. I don't want to rush into a trade right at open. I want to see what price is doing, looking to push higher or retrace to the RTH gap. I'm anticipating that it won't want to today. So I did anticipate it that this gap, this is a gap that shows when, this is the gap between regular trading time close, which is at 4:15, to New York open at 9:30. So I actually anticipated that this gap is not going to even get traded into, which is exactly what happened today after I noticed how price was trading. So I'll just skip the 7 a.m. theory. I'll go to my 8:30. So price came back higher and took out an internal range high that was used to trade lower. I've taken one loss, therefore I'm still confident my plan has been updated. Therefore I'm now going to look for buy side targets after we instantly disrespected moving south side. I will now wait for the 9 a.m. candle before taking another trade. I was going to enter earlier, just didn't get a chance to. So I am feeling at 9:23, I did feel a bit of FOMO as price was already starting to trade much higher. If we get a retracement, I'm looking to buy. Price, so one thing I did mark out was this 5-minute IFVG. So this is something I always notice. Price tends to always come back to this IFVG whenever we make a very large move. So let me remove some stuff so you can see clearer. New week opening gap. So you can see this fair value gap just before we make a high is what we retrace to before we just instantly start rocketing higher. That's a common one that I've noticed always happens. Like, for example, this one's not a good example. But yeah, this is definitely something I've noticed. That's pretty much where I wanted to trade, but if I look at the 1 minute, you can see that we kind of just like tapped it at 9:30 and then instantly 9:30 traded higher. So then at 10:15, price is moving very clean as it trades higher. Price is doing exactly what I wanted to see, and it just this one. So you have this and this. So this is the first presented fair value gap. This typically holds. Since I'm very bullish, after we traded above it, I would have used it as support to take at least 2 to 1. That's honestly all I'm going for now. If I put it like below the low and just go for a 2 to 1. Those are the type of trades I'm going for right now after understanding the bias. So I have multiple entry models that I'm going to use. So IFVG is one of them, first presented gap, and model 2022. Then I saw another trade which was the silver bullet. I'm not trading those, but just marked it out. But however, I could not take any trades today because of the TopStep issue. So that 7 a.m. trade was pretty much I wanted to enter another one, but I couldn't. And then the end of day review, I saw that price did just keep running high, and we're going to have a very bullish closure today. Tomorrow, basically just a small retrace and continuation. That's kind of what I'm anticipating, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. These are just some notes for my review. Did I get my bias correct? First one at 7 a.m, no. Second one, yes. What I anticipated did come true. Did you get an opportunity to trade? No, because there was an issue with TopStep. How do I feel going into it today? So I did feel quite confident, but TopStep didn't allow me to trade. At the end of the day, I knew what price was doing, because as I saw it was just as it was making higher and higher highs, I knew that we probably wouldn't take lows, because that's just a characteristic of price action when we're really bullish and we want to move away from a level. So that's something I noticed. And then I only took one trade with 250 risk. I did not have impulse to trade. And then my mistakes: took a trade too early at 7 a.m. I should have waited for high time frame to give me more confirmation at like 9 a.m. Could have avoided that first loss. But I did only take 250 risk, which was good. And tomorrow I think I'll use the same process, but I won't trade at 7. I'll stick to 9:30 a.m. So I'll just show you my dashboard. So at the moment, I've just opened a new eval, but this one is basically just me being stupid, not really creating a plan on how I'm going to trade. So I just started in drawdown basically, and now I'll try in this week with proper rules and strategy and document it. So subscribe if you want to follow, and let me know. I'll probably do this daily if you guys don't want to watch, but this is kind of just like a personal reflection journal for myself to show you how I'm going to become a profitable trader. Yeah, thank you.